Have you ever noticed how a single leaf looks like a miniature tree? Or how the veins in that leaf mirror the shape of a massive river system? When you zoom out, nature repeats its shapes. This repeating pattern is a mathematical concept called a fractal. It is how nature scales things up, building massive, complex systems from one simple set of instructions. Over 5,000 years ago, ancient builders in Bharat, or India, recognized this pattern. They decided that the spaces we live and work in should follow this exact same natural law. They recorded these rules in sciences called Vastu Vidya and Shilpa Shastra. You can think of them as early manuals for design and construction, written to capture the precise mathematics of the natural world. Ancient builders viewed these structures as living, breathing organisms, physically tuned to the environment around them. The process starts by capturing space. When builders enclose a plot of land with 4 walls, known as the mother wall, they isolate a pocket of space from the outside world. If those walls are built using the right natural proportions, that enclosed space begins to resonate, much like a guitar's wooden body amplifies the vibration of a plucked string. To organize this energy, builders use a grid called a mandala to keep the space balanced. It strictly assigns locations to natural elements: water in the northeast, fire southeast, earth southwest, and air northwest. The center, the Brahmastan, is left open to let the space breathe. The grid operates as a tuning instrument. It ensures the room is perfectly harmonized with the natural forces around it. That flat grid is just the starting point. When you push that 2-dimensional map upward into 3 dimensions, the shapes multiply. You can see this in traditional Hindu temples. This is the Kandarya Mahadeva temple, a perfect example of fractal geometry carved in stone. The massive central tower doesn't stand alone. It is surrounded by cascading layers of smaller, identical towers, repeating the exact same shape. This mathematical rule applies across entirely different regions and styles. Here is the Brihdeshwara temple, where that identical repeating logic builds a towering, stepped pyramid. These iconic, jagged profiles are the literal physical manifestation of a repeating mathematical algorithm, and this scaling expands outward to shape the world beyond the temple walls. The exact same proportions that govern a single room are used to organize vast urban settlements. The grid simply continues to multiply outward. Because the underlying math remains identical, every new street, public courtyard, and neighborhood maintains the exact same elemental balance as the original room. A single starting seed can generate a perfectly balanced layout at any scale you can imagine. Historically, there was a major bottleneck to building this way. Calculating these complex fractal proportions and alignments by hand took an enormous amount of time. Look at this translated text from an architectural study. It details the complicated mathematical rules governing these precise formulas. Historically, because this level of math was so difficult to calculate manually, these perfect designs were typically reserved for grand temples and royal palaces. Today, we live in an age of rapid automation. What used to take builders years of manual calculations can now be solved instantly by software. AAA architects have successfully integrated these universal rules of Vastu Vidya into modern software that uses mathematical logic to generate designs automatically. With these automated tools, they can instantly scale these ancient cosmic formulas to fit modern city planning. By combining a 5,000-year-old blueprint with modern computing, we can effortlessly design living, breathing spaces that bring universal harmony, health, and prosperity to everyone.